I choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.
Hello and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielek. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the show. Joining me this week, as always, is
your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Che Guevara of the show.
Oh shit!
And
oh my god,
Nice.
shotgun.
Evan Aubrey.
Ian, have you ever shotgunned a LaCroix?
No.
Would you
I-
try?
That sounds like a bad experience.
I would try it.
I had to kind of shotgun a Spindrift the other day on accident. This was a weird one. I have, on some fridges, there's like in your door, the top shelf of your door is maybe like just a little bit too thin, but you can fit a couple cans sideways.
Okay.
I don't know. My fridge is like this. So I pulled one can out and it simultaneously cracked the lid of the second one. And so but it only like partial cracked it. So I like pulled it out and then I just had to go because it was spraying everywhere. So.
I had an experience like that yesterday. I left my lunchbox in my car. So I brought my lunch out to the car to put in the lunchbox before going to work. And trying to open the lid of the lunchbox one-handed, I had my sandwich in a tinfoil wrap. Managed to open up the wrap, so half my sandwich just fell right into the fucking car and just
no.
I put that shit back together and ate it later that day.
Wait, do you eat? Oh, you don't? I thought you ate lunch in your car. Like when lunch break happens, you're like, I don't want to be around kids. I just go to the parking lot and sit in my car.
Well, also
So
the way he
sad.
described that is he had like a loose lunch, and then he's like, I gotta put this in my lunchbox in my car to eat it.
Yeah,
It's like tailgating in the parking lot of your school.
Yeah.
that sounds like my worst nightmare.
Yeah. I don't have any exciting lunch-based I ate an apple today for lunch. I was pretty excited. It was really good apple. Like I was eating it, I was like, oh shit, this apple's really good. So that was exciting.
Did you do what a kid did in my class today, which was he was like, can I eat this apple in here? And I was like, sure. And then he ate half of it, and I watched him drop it onto the floor of my classroom, like eaten side face down.
Oh.
And then he just picked it up and kept eating it.
I mean,
Let's go.
Kids are
Yeah.
invincible.
No judgment zone, but you just told us that you did that.
A kid in my class did that.
No, but
No,
you
the
just
huge
dropped
apple,
your
for
lunch
example.
on the ground and ate it.
No, I dropped part of my lunch on the seat of my car. He dropped it on the floor of my classroom that gets vacuumed once a year.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We are
How
not
va-
the same.
Ian, how often do you vacuum your car?
Well,
Maybe about the same.
yeah, probably about
Once a year.
Okay.
But
Oh.
to be fair, Ian's car doesn't have hundreds of people walking through it day after day.
That's
Mhm.
true.
And
That's
also
true.
that band room stank. I mean, band room floors have a special kind of nastiness to them. I will say.
That's true. A lot of spit.
I mean,
flying
it's all the
around.
spit, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. As someone who played trumpet, I mean, people just be leaking all over the place in there, and you just it's not the place that you would want to eat an apple off of, I guess, is the real takeaway from this story.
I remember. I think this was after you guys graduated, my senior year. The new band director was like, "These floors are fucking disgusting. I'm gonna get one of those like carpet cleaning machines."
Mhm.
And he started carpet cleaning, and then he had to stop because the soap water mixture was like bringing up all the mold out of the car. It was like
Oh,
making it so much worse.
made the room like unsanitary to be in, and they have to like shut it down.
Right? He just stopped.
Excellent.
Leave the
Well,
mold in.
the mold always win. I will say about the apple I had today was a cosmic crisp apple. I don't know if any of you have tried one of those.
Was it-
Washington based.
Yes, but they're very good.
How big?
They're actually smaller than a Honeycrisp, which are huge. Like a Honeycrisp apple is like a third of your head. Cosmic Crisp, I would say, is probably like 30% smaller than that. It's a little denser. It's a little less crunchy, but it's a little sweeter, and it doesn't have kind of like that. Sometimes you can bite into a Honeycrisp and it has like kind of like a bitter aftertaste. From the sweetness, it doesn't have any of that.
Sorry, you lost me at. It's not very. Like, is it mushy?
It's not mush. It's not Red Delicious level, but it's not like it's always like rock hard biting into a Honey Crisp.
When you bite into a
situation.
Honey Crisp, I feel like it echoes. It does that thing where it like zooms out, and then you see the picture of the world, and it goes crunch, crunch.
Yes.
So, not to bring it back to the elephant in the room, the season-wide elephant in the room, the proverbial elephant in the room. But I will say, apples are historically another loud food. I'll just say that.
Oh, there it is.
You can't bring an apple into like a fucking auditorium with the opera starting and be like, I'm gonna eat this in a covert way. Like it's something about like how your mouth is like resonant with the way that it comes off of the apple. There's just something like it projects, right?
Show me apple on the board. Be
Yeah.
Steve Harvey real quick.
Exactly. Survey says
10 loud foods.
Yes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You better bet if Steve Harvey was doing like Family Feud, 10 loud foods, the family has 2 strikes against them. Then like the squirrely nephew's like, my wife, and then Steve Harvey's eyes bug out. He's like, whoa, and then he's like, show me my wife, and then number 8's like sexual partner or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, oh. Dun, 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 dun.
Do you think? All right, hold on. Let's get biblical for a second.
Okay. Oh shit.
The first food
Apple.
that Eve
Yeah,
eats.
okay.
Apple.
Sure. Yeah, first food.
Okay. I don't know if that's the first food. That's the one that made them like fuck up.
Biblically speaking.
Well, yeah.
The
I mean,
Big
like,
Bang is actually just the crunch from the apple.
Yeah.
do they mention them eating anything before that point?
I don't know. Maybe. I haven't
My
looked
point
recently.
being, because they try to hide from God after that. There's no fucking hiding. That apple was so loud.
Yeah, he knew because they like bit into it and it was so fucking loud that God was like, "What was that?"
The shock.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he was like taking a break, and then he just heard crunch.
Yeah, he was like taking a godly piss, and he was like, "Oh shit, what was that? I gotta smite some fools."
smoke.
Really,
Get smoked.
would you say that God is anti-crunchy, like loud foods?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do you think that was the real issue? He was like, I'm trying to work in peace.
When man creates loud foods,
Yes.
they are trying to become God.
Yeah, it's like a loud food is a golden calf if we really think about it. I was thinking because, like, God did that one time rain manna from heaven, but that seemed to be kind of like a bread-based product. So I think that was a pretty soft fruit, though a rustic loaf does have a crunch to it.
Break
Oh,
that
that'd be
open.
loud. Also, like fresh out the oven.
That crackle.
That's true. You can as a baker, you would know.
Mm-hmm. Ian, would you say sky bread has like a thick crust?
Sky bread.
Yeah, that's what manna is. It fell from the sky and it's like bread.
It would have to have a thick crust, because otherwise, how
Okay.
could it survive the impact?
Yeah.
That's what took out the dinosaurs.
What killed the dinosaurs was God launching a fruitcake directly at the earth.
It's like, take this, I don't want it.
Yes.
Now, fruitcake, very quiet food, unless it's got like nuts in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still pretty quiet because it's like so like moist and dense that like I bet even when you cut into it with a knife you can't hear it.
Yeah, it just like absorbs all the sound in the room.
Yeah,
Like
it's
an
like
anechoic chamber or something.
yes,
Yeah.
it's like one of those rooms that's so quiet you can hear your like heart beating and you like go mad if you're in it.
Damn it.
Wow, this is going to be like the only thing we talk about this year. Okay, this is I Choose You, the podcast about cooking, eating Pokemon. Each week, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and eat. We share recipes about how to best prepare it with one another. We vote very democratically on what those recipes are. And then we crown a new champion for the I Champion You. I Choose You. So it's fun. We do it every week. It's fun. This week's Pokemon is, okay, Ben wrote it differently. And so I got, okay, it's Hakamo-o, which is the dragon type from Alola.
O-O.
Yes.
Is this the only like line in Pokemon that uses a dash? I
Maybe.
feel like it's kind of a cop out from my.
There's some apostrophes, but
Yes,
this
there's
dash
true.
is kind of a mess.
Well, I think it's supposed to be similar to like the spelling of like some Hawaiian words in
okay.
native in Hawaiian, like the
Gotcha.
state fish. But I think that has I think that also I think in Hawaiian when there's like a bunch of vowels together, it's mostly separated by like apostrophes. Yes, Ian.
I have a list here of all the Pokemon that have punctuation in their names.
Oh, how many is it?
All right.
Well, we have Nidoran, which both have the gender sign in their name.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, I didn't guess so.
Porygon 2 is Porygon-2.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's the dash.
You got Farfetch'd, which
Right.
has an apostrophe.
Yeah.
Ho-Oh also has a dash.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Oh.
Mime Jr. period.
Because
That's a
What
formality,
is that
really.
period really doing? I mean,
Yeah.
really.
Mr. Mime.
Oh shit, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's not full out spelled Mister.
Yeah, it's not like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
First name Mister.
Porygon Z.
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna say I wish that they that Porygon 2 or Porygon Z it was like intercapped, so it was like Porygon cubed kind of situation.
Oh yeah.
That would have been cool.
Type null. Type
Oh.
colon null.
Oh God.
Uh,
That was one of the Pokemon from this generation actually that I was like, just give it a regular name. Like, why would you call it that?
I have a question. No, sorry, Ian. We're gonna do we do these Ultra Beasts this time around? No, that's yeah. Like
Well,
that-
it isn't a theme song.
Yes. Okay.
That
Okay.
we are
We're gonna talk
cracking
about
cans
that.
and having feasts.
Yes.
Pokemon and Ultra Beasts. So
We are. So we're gonna eat that fucking bug, right?
I hope so.
That sexy ladybug.
We better.
Yeah.
sexy ladybug.
Anyway, it sounds like there are more dashes than I was thinking in the Pokemon.
A lot.
I just,
naming
every
convention.
time I
So
look
I'll
at
rescind my
Hakamo-o,
comment.
every time I look at Hakamo-o, I just look at the O-O as like a not an uwu face, but it's an emoji for sure.
Hmm.
It's like an owl or someone with
Oh.
glasses.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
And I'm like 3/4 of I Choose You wearing glasses. So, Ian, you won last week's episode.
Don't forget
So why
it.
don't- Yeah, I can't forget it because it was only 2 days ago. So tell me, what is your recipe today?
You know, I've been thinking about this all day long. In fact, that's why I was late to recording this episode.
You're
Of
just
course.
too busy thinking.
Just, I was like in a trance.
Did you go to your thinking tree like Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, I went to my thinking tree and I was like, oh bother, like, got my like double fisting honey pots, you know,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
like,
Mm.
and then I see a missed call from Jeremy and I think, fuck. It is like visceral when I see that I missed, like when I see that I have a missed call from Jeremy, immediately I know I'm in deep shit. Like,
Heart skips a beat.
yeah, I'm like, oh god, what were we doing? Like, fuck.
I'm glad that
What were we doing?
and most of the time, I like when you miss a call from me, it's just this. It's usually nothing too crazy.
Yeah, no longer can Jeremy just walk downstairs and be like, "Hey, Ian."
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
right. Just busted. All right. Hakamo-o. In the flavor text, as I'm sure you guys all saw, it loses its scales all the time.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, its scales conduct heat well, so shed ones are often molded into pots and pans.
Yes.
Ooh,
Mm,
yes.
All right. So, I wanted to find like a good like sheet pan recipe. You know, something that's like you got all the fixins in one sheet.
Uh-huh.
And I have for you sheet pan Cuban sandwiches or cubanos.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, you gotta get your rolls. The roll's very important for a good cubano. You know, you could use in fact, let's use Hawaiian rolls for this.
Oh,
Oh,
Excellent.
shit. Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Going to a different
Oh.
ocean.
Yeah. Cut that shit in half. Take the top off. Get your fillings. Get your mixture. It's like a mixture of mustard and mayo. You got your pickles and your deli meat and your cheese. Of course, the deli meat is the Pokemon in question.
Okay.
The Pokemon in custody.
Deli meat. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brush the inside of the rolls with the mustard mayo mixture, and add the layers, add the cheese, the meat, the pickles. Slice through the rolls and filling to separate them. Because the Hawaiian rolls are like in a, how they're connected. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like a bunch
Pull
together.
apart.
Yeah, when you cut them, do you cut them like sheet cake wise, where you like leave them connected and you just cut
Yes.
the entire
Yes.
package in half? Yeah.
Exactly. I throw it in the air, Fruit Ninja style.
Okay. There you go.
So then you put the top back on, then you separate them. Bake that shit in the oven, 350, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you get like a little mixture of melted butter, some poppy seeds, honey, garlic powder, brush the tops
Whoa.
of the Hawaiian rolls.
Whoa.
And eat it.
Oh, I
best
will.
part.
Eat it.
Put that in your pie hole.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent.
So-
I do love a good Cuban sandwich.
Cuban sandwiches are excellent. Top 5 sandwich for sure. Ian, I gotta ask, how loud is the sandwich?
Jeremy, if there's one like downside, one like what I like about Jeremy, he's always looking for the fault lines. He's
God
always
damn it.
he's always
I just wanna
brushing
know.
he's always brushing his hand along the rock. He's looking for the melon entrance. You know what I'm saying?
I do love. You know how like Chumbawamba went tub thumping? I went melon thumping when I try to find a good one to eat during the summer months.
Yeah. Jeremy always figures out how to say friend, and he enters into the weakness of my recipe.
I'm sorry. It's just we keep bringing it up, and I thought like, because we talked last.
Oh,
week
you
about-
thought it'd be funny.
Yeah,
you
well,
thought
we
it'd be
talked last-
funny.
Yeah, we talked last week about how loud pickles were, and usually a Cubano has like pickles on it. And I'm like wondering, will the pickles like
Oh,
enhance your
gotcha. Okay.
loudness
You,
quotient?
you're wondering if it had that snap to it that
Yeah.
a good Cubano can sometimes.
Here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
I fucking wish, because these pickles were just fucking cooked in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. There ain't no crunch left. We sucked the good out of it.
Right? Okay. Sure.
Like
All right.
the picture of like Alvin and the Chipmunks, and it's like which one's getting the best head. All the pickles were, because they got all the crunch sucked right out of them.
Okay. All right.
was the?
I don't know about that, and I don't quite track this analogy. If I'm being honest.
You're not familiar with that meme?
No, I'm not. I have to admit that to myself.
All right.
Oh,
All right, well, this is looks like we're getting a copy paste sent to us.
I'll be right back.
Is this like a wait? I have a. Is this like when in the live action movies they all got girlfriends introduced to them kind of situation?
It's the sequel to that.
the squeakle, if you will.
This.
What was? No, the third one was called Chipwrecked, and then
Right. Oh,
the
Chipwrecked.
fourth one was called The Road Chip.
Wasn't there a squeakle though? I'm not making.
Yeah, that was
it.
the second.
was a
Okay. Yeah.
You guys really don't know this meme format? This is just one of many.
Well, we're not as cool and hip and with it as you are. I mean, you see children every day.
I think I need to like listen back to what that whole thing you just said was, because there were so many twists and turns that I couldn't keep track.
I have not seen this before. That
What?
is pretty funny though.
All right, so not live action movie situation.
No,
I was
okay.
also thinking live action movie situation. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like
Here's an
Alvin
app-
and the Chipmunks. Okay, so maybe I can describe this for the listeners. It's a Alvin and the Chipmunks cartoon. Okay, the one from like the 80s or 90s or something, and they're all it's cropped, right? But they're
Uh-huh.
all making some rather outrageous faces, and who
Yeah.
knows what could be going on below the edit of this cropped picture of
Yeah.
our friends Alvin, Theodore, and what's his face, Simon.
Yeah.
Simon.
Yep.
Simon.
Oh
Um,
gosh. Okay.
Yeah, they're all
Wow.
getting Ghostbusters down there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So this is your recipe because
I would no. Don't
okay.
Ben. Don't try to pull what Jeremy tries.
I didn't pull anything.
Don't try to derail this. My recipe stands fucking high and tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to say that these pickles are Limp Biscuit.
Okay.
There's
All
no
all right.
crunch.
No
Okay.
crunch, not loud at all.
No.
I
Give me
wish
that
and I
flaccid
wish
pickle.
it was.
Yeah.
Maybe the poppy seeds on top, like if you bite down on it the right way, that could be a little bit of a crunch. Still not. You're gonna need a loud, like, put some chips on the side
Okay.
if you want
Right.
something like.
Cuban restaurant. What about some fried yucca?
Yeah, that would be great. That is a quiet side, but Jeremy and I went to a Cuban place together. We had a really good meal. The yucca fries were great. We had iron beer.
Nice.
Iron beer. Whoa.
Yeah. It was a Cuban soda. It tastes like, as the internet said, Dr. Pepper, but fruitier.
Ooh,
And
that
you
sounds
agree?
good.
Yeah, pretty much.
I couldn't think of a better way to describe that beverage.
Mm.
Like I drank it and I was like, that is exactly what this is.
Okay, all
It
right.
did not taste like iron, and it doesn't
At all.
remind me of was it in Scotland or Ireland, someplace over there, where you had a soda called Irn Brew, IRNBRU.
Oh, yes.
That is orange, and it tastes like bubble gum, and it was not pleasant.
I know. This was the opposite of that.
Yeah. So,
Iron beer.
yeah, iron beer. All right. So before the show, we were having a little pre-talk, and I guess this will decide between Ben and Evan what strong recipe apparently they had brewing, because apparently they had the same recipe. So I'm gonna allow Ben to go first because you're most likely to be attacked by the hurricane.
I always go, what?
Yeah, if one of us is gonna die on this call,
it's
It's gonna be
me.
Ben. On Sunday, not even right now.
Yeah, apparently there's a hurricane approaching San Diego, which I had no idea about until starting this call. So,
Jeremy,
fuck
the
me,
weatherman
right?
Zelik.
Anyway, so I guess that means that I get away with this recipe, which is right in the title. Okay.
It really is.
I'm making Hakamo-o Loco Moco.
I don't
Say
think
that-
that's what Evan was thinking of then.
yeah,
Oh, it
Evan,
was.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Say,
All right,
say it
all right.
again.
He just said the Pokemon wrong.
Okay,
They besmirched the name.
Fuck. Okay, Hakamo-o is the
There we
name of the
go.
Pokemon, right?
There
Okay,
we
that
go.
one's easy. Loco Moco is
Uh-huh.
the recipe that I have for you.
Oh,
And a
okay.
Loco Moco is a Hawaiian staple of 20th century American fusion cuisine. Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So this is what both Ben and Evan you were considering.
Yeah, it turns out that the pun in the Mo-o part of Hakamo-o is just simply too good. And like a
Gotta
moth
figure out
to
how
a
to make
flame.
money off of this.
Exactly. And like a moth to a flame, both Evan and I were drawn to it and wanted to make the legendary Loco Moco. Which, if you're unfamiliar with what this dish is, it started out as something and then it's kind of progressed. But what it is and what my recipe is going to be is a slab of rice. Okay, that's the first layer. The next layer is an American hamburger patty. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Next layer is a fried egg. Okay. And then it all gets covered in mushroom gravy.
Oh, sounds good.
And it's quite scrumptious and delicious. It's got that kind of like fusion American Hawaiian food vibe, similar to like Spam or something, where it's just like it hits all of those like great greasy food, kind of things that we love.
Yeah.
But it also has like that kind of weird like quirkiness of like combining different things that you wouldn't necessarily expect.
Yeah.
So damn
it's like
good.
two people tripped with their like rice and their hamburger, right?
Yeah, it's like if one person had a rice and then the other person had like a Salisbury steak and then the other person had a fried egg and they all like ended up like in a roundabout, and then but they didn't know how to use it, and then they all kind of like crashed into each other, and all of it got mixed together. That would be the Loco Moco.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that's the origin story of this particular dish.
Well, interesting that you say that, Jeremy, because I actually did find the historical origins of the Loco Moco. Because I mean, interesting combination of flavors, interesting combination of cultures. And I was like, where did this must have been a recent like invention. And it is. According to Wikipedia, it was invented in 1949 at the Lincoln Grill in Hilo, Hawaii. And apparently
I've been there.
There you go, Jeremy. Now you know something different.
Well, you know, it's weird that I never talked about the time I went to Hawaii.
God.
Shut up.
Why don't you fucking start, Jeremy?
Shut up. Okay.
Yeah.
It's my time.
Yes.
So basically what happened was there was a restaurant there, and these local teenagers come in, and they're like, oh man, we want to eat some food, but we want something that's like, let me find the exact phrasing, inexpensive yet could be quickly prepared and served. And so they asked Nancy, the person working at the restaurant, to put some rice in a bowl, a hamburger patty over the rice, and then on top of it, brown gravy. And then they added the egg in a later iteration of this. And apparently the teenagers named the dish Loco Moco after one of their members of their little like squad or whatever, George Okimoto, whose nickname was, get this, Crazy.
Ooh,
Oh.
quite loco.
Because of his crazy antics, says Wikipedia.
Wow.
I imagine that like it's just a bunch of like greasers, like, you know, the outsiders kind of situation. They walk into a diner like, hey Nancy, give us something crazy like our friend over there. And he's like doing like yo-yo tricks or whatever.
His hair is so slicked back.
Yes.
See, I knew that this story would resonate with this crew. But it gets even better because then I guess they decided they wanted to tack on the moco at the end because, quote, it rhymed with loco and sounded good.
Best
Can't deny
origin
that.
story.
Right. I mean, that's the same kind of logic that we use for making recipes on this show.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was thinking of making the Hakamo-o Loco Moco, which basically is just going to be a Loco Moco classic.
Oh no, Ben.
I think. So, I think.
Want to just take that again
what
from the
we're-
top?
Yeah. So instead of using so basically this is a Loco Moco, but instead of using ground beef, you're going to be using Hakamo-o.
Mhm. Right.
So I'm thinking that you can like shell it from its armor, I think, through some process maybe of like steaming it or something. But you're gonna crack open the armor that's surrounding Hakamo-o and get out some of that meat, grind it up into that meat grinder so it's nice and ground. Then you're gonna season that and make patties with Worcestershire sauce, some seasoning salt, some garlic powder, black pepper, and you're gonna mix it all together, roll it into little balls, press them into patties, and then you're gonna cook them on the grill until they are nice and delicious, just like how you would, a normal a burger that you would slap on some buns. Then you're gonna, you have your rice. Then it's time to make the gravy. And to make the gravy, you need beef stock, shoyu, more Worcestershire sauce, ketchup, and cornstarch. And so you're going to mix all that together. You're going to whisk it, melt some butter in there, and cook some onions for a minute or two. Then you're going to add some mushrooms and then cook that down for a little bit more. And then you're just going to keep on mixing it until it gets thicker and it starts to get that really nice brown gravy consistency. Then you're just assembling. You're going to lay that sunny side egg right on top of the burger, the rice. You're going to pour the gravy right on top. And ooh boy, it's just a delicious, good old time. Yes, Ian.
2, 1. Side dishes.
Okay.
Side dishes. I would say that this is not the kind of food that you normally would have a side dish with. It's like
Yeah,
it's a lot
this
of
is
food.
it.
It's like rice, it's a burger, it's an egg. It's gonna fill you up.
Mm-hmm.
2. What meal of the day?
I know the perfect meal for this.
Fourth meal.
Fourth meal.
I knew you were gonna say
So it is great for fourth meal, but I will say I had this a lot in college for breakfast.
That is true. You did know a bunch of Hawaiians in college.
I know
Yeah.
a thing or two about Hawaiian meals
Yeah.
at my time in the university. And yeah, Loco Moco was a staple breakfast food item for myself.
Well, I think that the only time I've had it too was in the breakfast time. But I would say that it's not. I don't think it's breakfast exclusive, even though the egg is there. I think
No,
it
you
has.
can kind of have it any time of day.
Yeah. It is heavy though. Like I wouldn't suggest it for like, I don't know, a mid, like afternoon little lunch or something.
You
like
would
that.
say you wouldn't eat it for 11sies.
I wouldn't never say that. Nope. I would never. The gravy is like rich, right? So it's like it's a meal. But I would say a good brunch or a dinner is like perfect.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, Evan, I knew you had the same recipe, but do you want to combine with Ben like Voltron?
No. I pivoted real fast.
Okay.
If it's video.
Yeah.
So I really had to grasp, because I was like, man, I was so proud of myself for coming up with that pun all by myself. No one else thought of this.
Well, it's funny is like the pre-show, you guys were like sitting there like staring at each other, and you were like, "Is it very Hawaiian?" And you both said yes, and I was like, "Okay."
I mean, that's the dead giveaway, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I presuppose, well, not presuppose, I'm making this week the Hakamo-o pork.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're gonna be making some mushu Hakamo-o tacos, essentially.
Ooh,
That
yes.
filling's going in a nice soft shell taco. So there are two components to this. There's the marinade, and there's the mushu. The marinade goes on the meat, and then the mushu is everything else. So the marinade for your Hakamo-o meat is hoisin sauce, rice vinegar, oyster sauce, soy sauce, sesame oil, garlic, and black pepper. And you're just gonna cube up your little Hakamo-o meats and toss them in a bag and do the little shake and put it in your fridge for a few hours. And then once that's all nice and marinated, you're gonna take that out. Get some vegetable oil to kind of quick fry your little bits in, as well as some eggs, a bag of coleslaw, some shiitake mushrooms, some scallions, and then that is all going to be served inside of a nice flour tortilla.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah.
So that's essentially it. Yeah, you cook all the things, you mix them together, you toss them in a tortilla, and you got your Hakamo-o tacos.
Nice. Ian.
When you brought up Mushu, I immediately thought of the titular dragon.
Yes, the Mulan dragon. Yes.
And
Okay,
looking
it's
at
not the titular dragon. The movie's not called Mushu.
Mushulan.
yeah. But then looking at the Pokemon, I'm like, oh, that could be like the Mushu of this world.
I was thinking the same thing. It's very tiny dragon-like.
Mm-hmm. How big is it? It is only 4 feet tall, so it is tiny.
Yeah.
I could kick it.
Not as slithering, but I think it works.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know if Hakamo-o can handle the personality that is Mushu, because
put Eddie
Are you
Murphy's
saying-
voice in
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think it works.
Ooh.
Like I'm looking at this guy and he just kind of like, Pokemon Company, I'm so sorry, but this is just kind of a boring Pokemon design, okay?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of personality there.
Ben texted us this evening. He was like, boring, when I told him the Pokemon we're cooking.
It's gray. It's like and all it does is it just wants to fight. That's all it wants.
All right. Personality-wise, definitely a little boring. Like, no,
Thank you.
but I'm gonna go up to bat. One, its armor is used to make pots and pans. That's fun.
Okay.
That is
That's
fun.
Two,
That's cool.
2, it's like whole thing is it's got like a toenail on its head.
That's
Not my favorite, but you have to admit, not a lot of toenail Pokemon out there.
It's true. It's really the toenail Pokemon.
yeah. Why don't more Pokemon get athlete's foot? That's my question.
Oh God, I didn't even think
Great.
toenail, but now I'm looking at it and I hate it even more. Like that's
Great.
it's gross.
Look at its ass. That thing is.
Okay.
Okay, you bring up a valid point.
It's
It kind of thick.
Is it? It has wide birthing hips, but I don't
it
really
seems
see
kinda-
that.
It seems kind of lean. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's got some curve to it for
and,
sure.
and Ben, you talk about boring gray Pokemon that want to fight. That's basically Machamp.
But we already have one. Like that was like 20 years ago, okay? This design was like 2017 or whenever Ultra like the Sun and Moon came out. Like
I think 2016 is when those games came out.
all right, thank you for the
Yeah.
fact check. But
Yep.
I mean,
You're welcome.
come on. Like this
Scopes.
is just I mean the whole line is the first one's a little bit cute. I will say that, but the second and third evolutions of this line, I'm just kind of like give me something,
Yeah.
Machamp,
you know?
Machamp does not have toenails. I just,
It's got ridges though. It's got
Yeah,
some
he does
ridges.
have you know,
It's ridged.
Machamp's a little more fucked up because it has like he has like breaks in his skin that you can see into his muscle, and that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
See, that has layers to it. This little guy, no layers.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
That's just me though.
that's fine. I don't think it's that great either. It's like whatever. Who cares? Who gives a shit? We're definitely in the who gives a shit era of Pokemon now. Though I will say, at least there's a decent number of Pokemon in this generation that I think look pretty fun. Like
Yeah.
I
No.
think all the starters, even Poplio,
Yes.
Starters are
is
great.
is
I-
pretty novel.
I think this generation has some really good Pokemon and variations too. This is when they started doing the like Alolan variation of like Diglett and stuff. So like
Yeah.
you know what? I like that.
Mhm.
This not a fan of.
Yeah, it's kind of lame.
I'll
It's the
say.
dragon of the group too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, my recipe this week. So let's say you're on a wonderful Hawaiian vacation, as I was in the year 2012, and you want some fresh, delightful food. Maybe something that will give you a. No, it's not loud at all. I'm sorry, Ian. I was pulling your
Sure.
tail right there. Anyway, what we're gonna make today is something a little tropical, a little fun, and that is Hawaiian hake pokeo, which is a poke bowl made with the meat of a hakamo-o. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this spicy Hawaiian poke bowl, which instead of ahi tuna, we're going to use the hakamo-o, and then we're going to use coconut aminos, honey, sesame oil, avocado, pineapple, cucumbers, spicy mayo, green onions, and sesame seed, and your delightful bed of rice. Get your bed of rice. You soak your hakamo-o meat in your acids to get it cooked, quote unquote. But give it that zing that we all love from a poke bowl. You throw it in there, mix it up with your vegetables. Maybe you could put some like fried plantain or banana chips in there to give it a little bit of that crunch
Nice.
and texture differentiation that we like so much.
Yeah.
And you put on your spicy mayo to give it more of that Hawaiian flair. Let's go get a pineapple and cut off a slice and put it on as like a bit of garnish on the edge there. Also, zing it up a little more because, as we all know, the pineapple is eating you. And that's my recipe. Hake pokeo. Yes, Ian.
No, Evan spoke up first.
I was just gonna say, would you call this type of poke bowl on the menu? You're looking at the menu and you're trying to decide what special to order. Give me the Hawaiian punch
Yes.
because
Exactly.
it's a fighting type.
Yes.
Yeah.
I walk into my favorites are Poke-Mon, and
Oh.
that's the restaurant that we're getting this from. And I'm like, give me the Hawaiian punch, and they're like, yes, chef, I guess. And
You come
it
in
happens
wearing your
very
chef
quick.
hat, and they bow to
Yes.
you because they know you're a
Yes.
fellow chef.
Yeah, if I walk into a restaurant with wearing a chef outfit, they have to treat me as such. And they, you know, they bring out the big knife that they use and like ching 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 ching, and they like cut up the meat into perfectly sized cubes that I can eat with a spoon or a pair of chopsticks. Mix that all together. Maybe they like spin the bowl around, juggle it a little bit, kind of situation. Mix it all together and then slam it down in front of me. Hawaiian punch. There you go. Ian again.
No, the first time.
Okay, sorry.
Poke in Hawaiian means to slice or cut crosswise into pieces. Do you wish that instead of Pokemon meaning pocket monsters, it was
It meant slicing.
Sliced into pieces.
yeah.
That's basically this show.
Yeah,
So
that's
does that
kind of
mean
like
the
our
word-
interpretation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that mean we could call our show Poke Space
Yes.
Mon and it wouldn't
Yeah.
be copywritten?
Correct.
I see.
I'm sure
Yeah,
no
I
one's
mean,
ever
I
thought
guess we could. Yeah, but you know, I thought, you know, poke is, you know, a Hawaiian food. It's kind of like the Hawaiian version of a ceviche. So it's like let's bring it all in together, mix it up, have a good time. It's gonna be
Well,
fun.
and I love that idea of using the plantain chips as a crunchy.
I've never
as
had
a
that in
crunch.
Poke before. That sounds really
Me
good.
either.
I
that
have.
sounds so good.
It is good. I recommend it. It's quite delicious. It gives it that nice contrast because like when you're eating like poke, it's rice, it's fish, it's maybe usually some kind of vegetable or fruit that is in there as well. That's all pretty soft food, but the plantain chips give it that nice crunch.
Yes.
So, all right, let us review our recipes this week. From Ian, we have a Hakamo-o Cubano. From Ben, we have Hakamo-o Loco Moco. From Evan, we have Hakamo-o. Oh my God, I forgot the pun that you said, Evan. I'm sorry.
It's Mushu.
Mush pork
Hakamushu.
tacos. Hakamushu pork tacos. Yes, there we go. And for me, I have Hakapoke-o. And those are our recipes. Let's go vote. We love voting here, folks, don't we? And Ben, do you know who won?
Oh, whoops. Sorry. I am looking at the wrong tab. I need to move over to the one that is where I vote instead of look at the results. And I have the results. This is an interesting result. It's tied 50-50 between me and Evan.
Oh, God.
Which I
damn
think
it.
means that Evan wins because we had the same idea to begin with, but I just ended up having to go first. So that like proves that Evan's abilities are like a step above mine. You know what I mean?
To
Like he
improvise in a
improvised.
split second.
Right,
We did-
exactly.
You don't want to put this up to a Discord poll or anything?
Oh, we still can.
I guess we could. I feel like we have shared responsibility for the Moco Loco. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I can't take full responsibility for it, but
Mhm.
Evan went above and beyond. So I'm more prone to give it to Evan. That's
Okay.
me personally. But
Ian, how do you
Is
feel
this our
about
first
this?
concession?
Yeah.
This is how I feel about it. I come up with a recipe moments before the show.
okay, so it's about you.
I'm a fucking loser. Evan does it while recording, rising above and beyond the line of duty. Purple Heart. Gets the little vet hat he gets to wear. Gets the discount at Home Depot. I'm on the fucking street. That's how I feel about it.
All I'm saying is Ben can still win if Evan has the courage to do the right thing.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah.
Stop!
No, 100%. We need to put this. This show is for the fucking fans. Are you
Yeah.
kidding
Yeah.
me? You're
Let
just
the
gonna
people
sit it?
decide.
This is bigger than us. It's not our nation.
All right. Okay, we'll put it up in a poll between Ben and Evan.
All right, man.
Ooh, I can't
Stop the count.
Yeah.
Or
Man,
steal.
Ben's
or I
gonna
don't
get
know.
indicted in Georgia because of this.
God Damn it.
So now it's illegal to tell your friends to vote for Ben's recipe. Ugh.
God damn it. Stop talking.
Anyway, let's move on to the next section of the show. It's called Wailord's Mail Horde. It's where we read your email sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. Evan, can you read this email from Mike?
Mike coming in clutch with an emergency email as we record last minute, and as he does, sets the stage for the recipe. So I'd like to yeah, exactly. I'd like for you all to watch as I, Evan Aubrey, walk over to the glass case with a sign that says "Break glass in case of emergency." Is it a fire alarm? No, it's an emergency recipe.
Nice.
So Hakamo-o is the precursor to the regional pseudo-legendary dragon. Looks pretty badass and looks also very tasty. So in a pinch that you realistically need several hours of prep time, let's roast this bad boy on a spit over an open flame. That's right, boys. We're using the whole hog. Whole hog.
Yes.
Nice.
Firstly, I'm not going to tell you how to get a whole hog Hakamo-o, but if you will, but you got to kill that thing and it's going to put up a fight. So I suggest something a little more protective than hockey pads. We're going to then pick those steely scales off the Hakamo-o's body and save those for later. We're going to make ourselves a nice marinade akin to a Trader Joe's tropical soyaki, but I'm not going to judge. Let it sit, occasionally rotating and stirring around the marinade for a while. I think there was a question mark in there. I think this step would be done like way in advance, probably. We're going to need a big ass fire pit. The deck says it's 1.2 meters long, but I assume that doesn't include that meaty looking tail. So we'll need a fairly robust skewer. Maybe we'll just tie the tail down to the pole. And just for the lulz, let's stuff the whole ass applin in its mouth.
All right.
Nice.
Yes.
Let that thing roast for 10, 12, more, less hours. That's a lot of hours. Ian.
If you were going to put an applin in the mouth of something, which end of the applin goes in?
Ass.
Poke centipede.
Yes.
Oh.
Now those scales, just use them as plates. Not sure what kind of sides you serve with a spit roasted dragon, but I'm sure whatever you can cook up in your mind is a banging addition to this meal. Enjoy on island time. See you next time, Mike.
God, I wish I was in fucking island time.
Me too.
I just want to say, shout out to Ed in one of the almost very early episodes of the show for making like plates and cutlery out of one of the Pokemon that we were cooking. And then and then there are Pokemon whose plates get made into fucking cutlery and shit. So you know what? We're innovative over here.
They fucking stole our ideas. Here,
Always.
call the lawyers because the Pokemon Company has no recourse against I Choose You.
That's why every episode I download the episode to a CD and I mail it to myself.
Yes.
Right. Yep. Patent pending.
That's how that works.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for writing in, Mike. Let's move on over to the Discord. Ben, I've heard that Jillian has written into us.
Yes, Jillian writes in with not so much a recipe as a scrambled collection of presuppositions. Jillian writes in, "Hey, I choose you. It's me, Jillian. Remember me? Okay, yeah, I'll be the first to admit I've dropped the ball in terms of writing in recipes and listening to the podcast, which listening to this podcast should not be an obligation. Let's just clear the fucking air
it's
on
an
that
obligation.
Yeah, it's work. It's like, I'm off to work, honey, and I put on my like hat, and then I'm like, and I'm driving in a car, and I get to the office and I just sit in there and listen to the show, and then I drive back home, and that's my job.
This show will always be here for you whenever you're ready. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's no need to fret about that. But Jillian says, but I have started listening again. I've been doing like 3 episodes a day lately.
Oh,
So
they're
I
binging
thought,
now.
why? I thought, why not share my thoughts about episodes I've listened to recently? So this is a collection of episodes from the past that Jillian has some reflections on. Starly, the bird reminds me of a scoop of mousse. Can I just say he's made of mousse? Shield on, coconut. It's a coconut. Crack open the shield and you've got sweet shield on water. Floatzel, Cheeto. It's absolutely soaked in water though, so use caution.
Ooh.
You don't like dipping your Cheetos in water and make them just a little mushy.
It's my Joey Chestnut method.
Yes.
Licky Licky. My dad used to say his dad would eat cow's tongue raw. This isn't a recipe, it's just an anecdote.
Nice.
Gastrodon, you know those jelly gummies that ASMR creators slurp? Yeah. Munchlax. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't venture in
you-
much to ASMR talk. So.
You don't like get like a big gummy, like a gummy bear that's like this big, and you're like eat it slowly into a microphone. Doesn't that sound nice?
I'm sure it sounds nice for somebody. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't do it. Gastrodon. Okay, Munchlax. Look at his head. That's a dish with a cover, don't you think? And some people eat brains, so.
There you go.
Gallade, that's a walking leak. Dialga, that's rock candy. Lopunny, French toast, maybe? Or maybe beer, because she could serve a beer at a bar. Okay, I've talked enough now. Bye-bye.
Nice.
Says Jillian.
I guess you're thinking that a low punny is kind of like a Playboy bunny at a bar. I mean,
Cocktail waitress.
It is that. They said such in the trivia
flavor
on the
text.
Pokemon. On the flavor
Working
text.
as a waitress in a cocktail bar. Did we make that joke? Did we make that joke on that episode? We
I
better
don't know.
not.
I remember
so.
that was an episode we recorded together in person, and we were like had a lot of pregnant pauses as we were observing the screen.
Oh yes.
True. It's true. That
All
was
right.
almost 2 years ago, though, at this point. That's fucking crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's all fucked up if you think about it. So don't. Instead, let's look to the future. Hopefully, Ben, you survive the hurricane, and to help you get through that, let's pick next week's Pokemon on a section I like to call Pick-a-mon. Evan, could you give me a number between 722 and 809?
We're going up there. We're going 802.
802. I don't even know what that is.
Ultra
Oh,
Beast.
this is actually good. Next week's Pokemon is Marshadow.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
We know what that looks
You're
like.
gonna drop a link.
The Gloom Dweller Pokemon. That's nice. It's like Zelda.
Ooh,
Excellent.
that sounds
So-
like Zelda.
I'm so emo. Look at this guy. He's so cute.
Oh, look at that
shit.
face.
All right, hold on. He reminds me of the guy in Mario, and I meant to ask you guys, who's the blue fucker in the Mario movie?
Toad?
Fucker in the
No, he's like a star guy.
Oh, that's the Luma.
Luma.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's
They're
from
little
Super
star-
Mario Galaxy.
That doesn't
Yeah.
help me. What is it?
They're little
He's
star
a
people.
fucking alien. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Are they like there's more than one?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
If you play Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for the Nintendo Wii system of families, you can clearly see.
You
Right,
like
you guys-
rescue them from cages and stuff.
yeah. And then you feed them like little bits.
Yeah,
You
and then
actually
they get
feed them shit.
yeah, and they get so big that they explode into like new star systems. So you're basically like causing like supernovas every time you feed them. So this is what it looks like when you feed them. So I'll send you that image. So you
They
can
like it?
Yeah.
Oh, they love
That's
it.
what they
Wow,
want.
he
Yeah.
really is loving it. Oh,
It's nothing like the Luma in the movie who is very existential. They fucking love this shit.
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's what this next week's Pokemon reminds me of.
All right, cool.
All right.
Send in your Marshadow recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com. Now, let us do the plugs. Ben, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on the internet at Tumblr on thefearandnow.tumblr.com. You can also find me on Twitter, I guess, at Ben C. Montoya. And then you should also, we've been talking a lot about Hawaii today and Hawaiian food, Hawaiian recipes. We love Hawaiian everything. And we want to support the Hawaiian people too. So go to Hawaiian Way Fund at memberplanet.com and donate to make sure that, you're doing your part to help communities who need your help right now. So that's my plugs.
All right. Ian.
My plug this week. This is what everyone needs to do if you're listening. Grab a beer. Go to Spotify. Queue up
right.
Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers album After Dark.
All right.
Listen to it and pour one out for the homies because this band is going to be no more after Zoltan moves away on Friday. So pour one out for my musical career. It's over. Packing it up. Never gonna play again.
Okay.
You're never gonna write another song about fat bears?
Or Rasputin's dick.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
It's like when the Beatles broke up.
It's like when that guy tried to like restore that Jesus painting.
Okay.
So are you saying you're gonna come back eventually, but as a weird fucked up version of yourself?
Isn't that what we all do?
Yeah.
In time.
Every day.
So check me out on Spotify.
After Dark.
Excellent. All right, Evan.
You can follow me on the internet, X or posts or Instagram at _Van Aubrey or _Van Aubrey, depending on which handle I could acquire. There you go.
Excellent. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna still fucking call it that. Velocity Prime 1 on Twitter, on Tumblr at Velocity Prime No One. And check out my writings on the-avocado.org. Jeremy Zelick, the-avocado.org. All right. It's been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Apples go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, may I suggest checking out our social media pages. That's the problem. We have so many now that I keep having to think about it, and I didn't have to used to do that. You can find us at I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, and Tumblr. So that's all 7 of them. Check us out there all over this place. LaCroix Water Company responded to us on Threads, so at least one person who works there watched a video of us. So that's a good business, I think. So check it out. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, join the I Choose You Discord. Links are available in the episode description. Hang out with fellow Choosies, send us recipes. Ben, it sounds like you have something to say.
Yeah, there is an event happening on the Discord on August 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be doing a games stream. So we'll be playing some games. Overcooked, perhaps, is on the menu. Some other fun cooking games are maybe on the menu as well. So join the Discord and join us on August 27th.
Nice.
All right.
Lastly but not leastly, check out the official I Choose You website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store designed by one Evan Aubrey. That's ichooseyou.menu. And I think that wraps it up for the show. So I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zelick.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been Ian Davis, the Che Guevara of the show.
And Evan Aubrey.
To all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
We've been consuming, presuming, leguming, cracking cans and having feasts, munching, crunching, slurping, Pokemon and Ultra Beasts. I choose you. Season 7 Season's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food.
I choose you.